another restless night. I can't stop dreaming of you. Always got me in a spin. Yeah, you never make me blue. Thinking about the way you walk, to the way you call my name. Another restless night.
Derek and Maria Broaddus purchased their dream house in the town of Westfield, New Jersey. Life was good. They wanted to move in as soon as possible and start a new chapter of their life. They bought the house at 657 Boulevard in Westfield, New Jersey for $1.4 million. And immediately after moving into the house, they started receiving threatening letters signed by someone who deemed themselves the Watcher. These anonymous letters were directed towards the new owners of the house, the Broaddusses, letting them know that the Watcher's generations have watched over the house since the 1920s. They will receive at least 4 letters, with each one becoming increasingly creepy in a span of 18 months. This is the story of the Broaddusses in the Watcher house. Three children, 2 parents, and 1 letter in the mailbox. It was the first letter of several, and after reading the letter, it caused the Broaddusses psychological distress. The letter contained sentences that referred to their children as young bloods, and others that read, "If you were upstairs, you would never hear them scream." The letters were a great deal, as they had just moved in and wanted a peaceful and happy life. But if getting to know their neighbor had a destructive impact, then it might have been the worst one so far.
Dearest new neighbor at 657 Boulevard, allow me to welcome you to the neighborhood. How did you end up here? Did 657 Boulevard call to you with its force within? 657 Boulevard has been the subject of my family for decades now. As it approaches its 110th birthday, I have been put in charge of watching and waiting for its second coming. My grandfather watched the house in the 1920s, and my father watched in the 1960s. It is now my time. Do you know the history of the house? Do you know what lies within the walls of 657 Boulevard? Why are you here? I will find out. Do you need to fill the house with the young blood I requested? Better for me. Was your old house too small for the growing family? Or was it greed to bring me your children? Once I know their names, I will call to them and draw them to me. Who am I? There are hundreds and hundreds of cars that drive by 657 Boulevard each day. Maybe I am in one. Look at all the windows you can see from 657 Boulevard. Maybe I am in one. Welcome, my friends. Welcome. Let the party begin. The Watcher.
After receiving the letter, Derek and Maria contacted the previous owners of the house from whom they had bought the house. After discovering they had also received a letter like this one before moving out, but not in their 23 years of staying at the place, they assumed it was a prank. Broaddusses kept receiving the letters, and they grew increasingly creepy. They contacted the police and the local council to put an end to it, but things went south when they received the second letter and discovered that someone out there was threatening the safety of their children. The subsequent letters described how Derek and Maria had made the house fancy and stripped it of its history. The Watcher was angry that the Watcher's father got old with the house and eventually died while watching the house. Now it's the Watcher's turn to keep an eye on the house while Derek and Maria renovated, making changes that the Watcher dislikes. In the second letter, the Watcher mentioned something even more disturbing.
You have filled the house with young blood, and now I watch and wait for the day when the young blood will be mine again.
The second letter made the Broadusses think that the watcher might be a neighbor. Details of the second letter portrayed were very intricate and only possible if someone was watching them very closely.
Welcome again to your new home at 657 Boulevard. The workers have been busy, and I have been watching you unload carfuls of your personal belongings. The dumpster is a nice touch. Have they found what is in the walls yet? In time, they will.
The letters described disturbing details that would be very unsettling for the parents.
657 Boulevard is anxious for you to move in. It has been years and years since the young blood ruled the hallways of the house. Have you found all of the secrets it holds yet? Will the young blood play in the basement? Or are they too afraid to go down there alone? I would be very afraid if I were them. It is far away from the rest of the house. If you were upstairs, you would never hear them scream. Will they sleep in the attic, or will you all sleep on the second floor? Who has the bedrooms facing the street? I'll know as soon as you move in. It will help me to know who is in which bedroom. Then I can plan better. All of the windows and doors in 657 Boulevard allow me to watch you and track you as you move through the house. Who am I? I am the Watcher, and have been in control of 657 Boulevard for the better part of 2 decades now. The Woods family turned it over to you. It was their time to move on, and they kindly sold it when I asked them to. I pass by many times a day. 657 Boulevard is my job, my life, my obsession. And now you are too, Broaddus family. Welcome to the product of your greed. Greed is what brought the past 3 families to 657 Boulevard, and now it has brought you to me. Have a happy moving in day. You know, I'll be watching.
The Broaddus family decided to leave the house they hadn't fully moved into, and during that time around, a third letter came.
Where have you gone to? 657 Boulevard is missing you.
After 6 months, they put the place on sale and moved out. Worrying for the safety of their children, Derek and Maria reached out for help. In 2016, Broaddusses found the renters who didn't mind the letters. But after the new family moved in, a 4th letter came at 657 Boulevard. This letter was also directed towards Derek and Maria, the previous owners of the house. In this letter, the Watcher taunts the Broaddusses, asking if they know who the Watcher is, calling them idiots.
657 Boulevard survived your attempted assault and stood strong with its army of supporters barricading its gates. My soldiers of the Boulevard followed my orders. They carried out their mission and saved the soul of 657 Boulevard with my orders. All hail the Watcher. Maybe a car accident, maybe a fire, maybe something as simple as a mild illness that never seems to go away, but makes you feel sick, day after day after day. Maybe the mysterious death of a pet. Loved ones suddenly die. Planes, cars, and bicycles crash. Bones break. You are despised by the house, and the Watcher won.
The Watcher suggested that the individual might be someone they already know, someone they had met before, or someone they knew but were too afraid to reveal. and he thought this was a good approach. But the Watcher wasn't happy about the media coverage of the letters and called Broaddus's
"My soldiers of the Boulevard."
The new renters didn't budge. Over the years, there had been several suspects for who the Watcher could be, but even after several years, there were no arrests and no hard evidence. Days turned into weeks, and weeks into years, and the story of the Watcher gained traction in the news. However, it wasn't until 2019 that the Broaddusses finally found new buyers for the house. They sold it for $959,000, resulting in a significant loss of $400,000. But the question remained the same. What happened to the 657 Boulevard house? Up until now, there have been no signs as to who the Watcher was. And there are no letters yet.
But the Broaddusses, they moved out safe and sound.
It's another restless night. I can't stop dreaming of you. Always got me in a spin. Yeah, you never make me blue.